Reizo dreams of the past. He sees himself training with his sword while Hirata watches. Yui arrives with tea, smiling as she serves them. Reizo makes a promise. He will use his sword to protect Hirata and Yui. But suddenly, Yui's voice cuts through the dream. She calls him a liar. Then, everything turns dark. Blood. Death. He remembers. He was the one who killed Hirata and his men. And Yui, she took her own life. At an inn, Reizo sits alone, lost in sorrow. Yui is gone, and he feels like it should have been him instead. Deep in the mountains, hidden from the world, Yuen kneels before his superiors. He has taken his revenge on Matsumine, but now he must atone. In front of an old, faded statue of the Virgin Mary, he prays. A nun places a communion wafer in his mouth, soaked in wine. His superior hands him silver coins as payment and speaks about revenge. It is a task meant only for those chosen by Deus. If they stray from the path, they will face judgment. Yuen listens, but wonders, who could truly carry out justice? His superior reminds him, Deus sees everything from above. Meanwhile, Soji and Neo aren't happy. Their latest job paid too little, and they blame Yuen. They also aren't thrilled that Reizo was involved. Why do we even need him? Soji complains. Neo, more cautious, suggests that they get rid of Reizo before the chapel finds out. But Yuen reveals that the chapel already knows. This surprises them. Soji assumes they will all be punished, but Yuen reassures them. Then, Yuen defends Reizo. He was tricked by the daimyo into killing his fiancée's father, he explains. Soji still grumbles, but Yuen gives them a choice: return the payment and admit failure, or take the money and move on. Soji, of course, takes the money and heads off to gamble. Elsewhere, Teppa visits an old, frail woman named Mana. She hands him a gold coin with a bite mark on it and asks if the rumors are true. She has heard of an underground group, one that delivers justice for those who can't do it themselves. All it takes is a bitten gold coin. Teppa asks, "Who do you hate that much?" Mana tells her story. Her husband, Inohachi, was a gambler. He lost everything, even her. He used her as collateral for a bet. When he couldn't pay, she lost everything, including the gifts from her late father. Now, she wants revenge. Later, Yuen finds Reizo, who still grieves for Yui. He offers him payment for his last job, but Reizo refuses. Yuen then tells him about Revenger, the group that takes vengeance on behalf of those who have no power. Reizo listens, but hesitates. "I killed Matsumine for revenge. I can't take money for killing." Yuen explains, not everyone can take justice into their own hands. That's why we exist. He hands Reizo a gold coin with a bite mark. "This coin holds the weight of someone's grudge," he says. "Come with me." Reizo and Yuen visit Mana's wake. She had no money left for a proper funeral. She spent everything to get the gold coin. Her hatred for Inohachi and his superior, Tenmokuya, was that strong. Yuen turns to Reizo. "You can't go back to your old life. But maybe you can use your sword for something else." That night, Reizo bathes, dresses, and whispers, "I'm sorry, Yui," before making his decision. Inohachi tries to escape. Tenmokuya warns him that someone is after him and arranges for a bodyguard to help him flee. They take a boat down the river, but they don't get far. From the rooftops, Teppa takes aim with his bow. With perfect precision, he shoots the bodyguard and sinks the boat. Inohachi struggles to swim ashore, but before he can escape, Reizo leaps across the river, using the boots Teppa gave him, and beheads him. Meanwhile, Neo lures Tenmokuya into a dark alley with false promises. Before Tenmokuya realizes the trap, Yuen appears, wrapping him in a golden sheet. He prays softly, then suffocates him. With the mission complete, Teppa visits Mana's grave. He leaves flowers beside her tombstone.